We've got an update, and things do not look good. For those that don't know, one of my favorite gaming content creators, going back, hell, almost a decade now, I'd guess, is the Completionist, Gerard. I've really loved his Completionist videos and his collaborations with like Jesse Cox and other gaming content creators for a long time. The Let's Plays were always really fun that they would do scary games, like Scary Game Squad. And to find out that he has supposedly been stealing charity money from a charity that he's been running in the name of his dead mom for dementia research, over $600,000, was pretty scary. Apparently, it was finally donated, but there's 50,000 of it that is still at large. Where's the source in that XLR? I was actually just about to watch the Subordinary Gamers video from a couple days ago. Is there an update that I don't know about? The Completionist finally donates the money.
I got this update literally just before the stream started. I was within minutes of hitting the go live button when I found out about this situation. As a matter of fact, I want to give a shout out to the person who submitted it in the Discord. Who was that person again? That person was Rapid Fire Zero. Thank you so much for submitting that. Round of applause to him. Otherwise, I would not have known that this was even a thing. But as you guys know, we've been covering the Completionist story, but if you guys haven't been aware of the situation, I'll give you guys a quick little bit of a recap. Two great YouTubers, one of which is a good friend of mine known as Carl Jobs. Shout out to Carl Jobs.
Carl Jobs is based, follows me on Twitter. We're mutuals. That is a good sign.
And the other one is Mudahar, aka Some Ordinary Gamers. They work together on a project with...
I'm also mutuals with Muda, and Muda's also donated to me on stream before, so that's also based. So yeah, but both of them are pretty awesome. I like Muda and Carl Jobs. I really am sad to see where this drama ended up going, but I really hope that this donation means maybe it's all going to be okay. I don't know. It really seems like there was some slimy shit going on with the Completionist,
where they were looking into some charity work that Gerard the Completionist was involved in through his charity organization known as Open Hand. And things didn't quite seem on the up and up. Their very publicly available tax filings were showing that they were receiving money, but the money that it wasn't going to the charities it was supposed to go to, right? And so we've been kind of covering this story. The initial thing was, hey, you know, they raised up to, I think it was like $650,000 over the course of 10 years, and not a single penny of that money went to the charities it was supposed to. Gerard claims that he was aware of this as recently as a year ago, and he was trying to find a place to like send the money. Granted, he was still claiming, you know, earlier this year that the money was going where he claimed it was going, even though, according to the conversation he had with Muda and Carl, he already knew at that point that the money wasn't going where it was supposed to go. It's a whole big mess, okay? Then we did a follow-up to that.
The story changed so much. The story changed so much, and that's what made me the most suspicious. Mistakes happen, and mistakes can even go unnoticed for years and years and years. How long they went unnoticed, supposedly, was pretty sus. A decade is a long time for that big of a mistake to go unnoticed, but what really, really seemed weird was the story changing. He went from having no idea what was going on and saying he has nothing to say to within the same
story,
call,
talking about how not only
having a story and then changing that story later on. It gave me some real bad vibes.
Were they doing charity events called Indie Land, where this money, this $650,000 was raised, but they were also doing like these golf tournaments that were also raising money, and that money just seemed to poof, vanish into thin air. We have no idea how much money these particular events raised, and we have no idea where that money went, and seemingly that money doesn't seem to be accounted for at all in the tech.
Listen, Elena XIO. Personally, I think he probably scammed those people, but I'm a content creator and I have a responsibility to not accuse another content creator of a crime publicly without enough evidence, right? Like there's a responsibility I have that you guys don't have there.
Tax filings or anything like that. So there's a whole lot of head scratching there. Like where the fuck is the money? In any case, you know, those were the most recent updates we talked about just before the stream. I got this update, and I tweeted this tweet out in reference to this particular update. So let me just go ahead and read this tweet for you now. Breaking. The AFTD, which stands for the Association for Frontal Temporal Degeneration, just posted an announcement stating that they received a large donation from the Open Hand Foundation, the charity founded by the Completionist and his family.
Let's go.
So chat, we're finally getting a somewhat positive update that it looks like some money, a very large sum of money, has been donated to the charity or a charity in question. Interesting stuff. So let's go ahead and let's actually take a look at the article here. This is the article on the official website for the AFTD. Open Hand Foundation provides AFTD $6,000 for FTD research. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Now remember,
I need a wacky radio host soundboard like him. Yeah, I do. It's nice to have. It's probably a Steam Deck, or Stream Deck, sorry, not a Steam Deck, a Stream Deck. But you can get proper soundboards, too, that are like, here's a bunch of buttons just for that, and I can also get a Stream Deck for that. I need a bigger desk, which I will be getting. I found a desk online that's really cool. I need to find out how much power the LEDs on it pull to see if I can afford to set up the LEDs on it, but it's really good. It is a bit expensive, though. It's going to take a few weeks of me streaming before I'm able to afford it. It's a few $100s, and, you know, I don't want to drop that kind of money on a desk before I can afford it, you know? Like, I got to prioritize groceries first, and then, of course, I've got to make enough money to pay next month's rent, my bills, all that stuff, right? I got to pay all my utilities, my internet. I will say, though, good internet is surprisingly cheap. I pay for nothing but internet. That's it. And I picked the highest speed internet service I could get if I do a speed test right now. And I'm going to keep up to date on what my ISP offers. If I do a speed test right now, my download speed, and this is while streaming, download speed is 649 megabits per second. Upload speed is 216 megabits per second. To give you an idea of how much you need to stream, you need a consistent 6,000 kilobits per second to stream. That's 6 megabits per second. 6 megabits per second plus stable is all you need to stream. Of course, I need more internet to do other things while also streaming, but yeah, pretty set. And I'm going to keep upgrading. Why did you move? For like a dozen reasons that I've been talking about for months and months and months and months about why I'm going to move. Yeah. So I can do Quail, so I can get better internet, so I have a place that I can stay long term, because the last place I was in that I've been streaming in was a like 6-month lease.
remember, the unaccounted for amount of money before the whole golfing tournament thing was $650,000.
Please get well soon. Guys, you don't need to feel bad for me. I'm in the good part of having COVID, okay? I went from literally dying from chills and fevers while also sweating my ass off and vomiting up bile 20 times in a day to literally can't breathe through my nose to fountain of a nosebleed that makes it so I literally can't breathe through my nostril for a whole day, to now I'm where I am now, where it's just I've got some phlegm in my lungs that I gotta cough up. Dog, don't feel bad for me. I am feeling good, okay? I am grateful. I've got shit lung.
So it looks like $600,000 they donated for research. Okay, let's go ahead and let's dive into this. The text is a little bit small and I have old man eyes, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit so I can see this a wee bit better. There we go. Okay, so let's dive right into it. AFTD is pleased to announce that we have received a gift of $600,000 from the Open Hand Foundation to further its mission to hasten a cure for FTD and improve the quality of life of those currently living with the disease. The fully restricted donation, so that this is a restricted donation. Some of you guys may remember in the previous coverage, there was talk of restricted
This means that the charity gets to designate specifically where the money is allocated.
Donations, and based off of my memory, restricted donations are donations that can specifically be used for a specific purpose. Okay. So basically the donator can say, this is what the money needs to be used for. It can't be used for administration costs. It can't be used to pay executives at the charity. None of that. It has to be used for this purpose. So it looks like they were able to negotiate donating restricted donation for specific purposes. So The fully restricted donation received by AFTD on Wednesday, November 29th. So this, I believe, wouldn't that fall?
There's still like hundreds of thousands still up in the air from the golf tournament donations from Open Hand Foundation, right? Like there's because the recent Mudahar video went into detail with like tons more money that's like out there that's never been donated.
Under like a day or two before the most recent video uploaded by Carl. And I haven't seen the Mudahar video yet, but wouldn't this fall just before that? So I think they were trying to like...
Dude, what I'm hoping is that I can deck out this basement room to be as dope as Tipster's streaming setup here. I'm not really into like old school arcade machines or anything like that, but like I want to like deck it out with stuff that's like my interests to the degree that he has. And that's part of why I moved into this place that I'm in now, is that I'm going to be here for 5+ years. I can just do that. I can set stuff up knowing that I don't have to move for a long time.
Oh, well, they only know about the $650,000 that's on account.
Dope thing as well is, because Seattle is as hilly as it is, my basement opens up into my garage, which opens out straight into my driveway. So moving things out of my basement and into my basement just means moving it from the driveway into the garage straight into my into the basement, like center room where like the laundry machines are and stuff, and then into my basement room. Like as easy as pie. So moving in and out even from the basement will be easy.
Accounted for. So let's just donate that money so we can just like, you know, wash our hands of this.
That is not an open floor plan.
But now, right after they gave this donation, Carl and Muda put out videos about the golf tournament money. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Didn't see that one coming.
Yep. Where's the golf tournament money is the big question now.
It will provide funding for AFTD initiatives that further FTD science and provide support to families with FTD in their lives. The gift will contribute $200,000 to the AFTD pilot grant program, which funds innovative research into FTD's causes, as well as ways to improve the well-being of FTD families and allow them to more easily access high-quality diagnosis, care, and support. The gift allots $100,000 to the Accelerating Drug Discovery for FTD program, a partnership between AFTD and the Alzheimer's Drug Discovery Foundation, or the ADDF. The program advances and supports innovative small molecule and biologic drug discovery programs from FTD research. Open Hand's $100,000 donation will be matched 2-to-1 by the ADDF. Okay, that's pretty cool. A total of $250,000 from the Open Hand Foundation gift will be used towards funding AFTD's Comstock grant program. Comstock grants are small grants of up to $500 given to families living with FTD to support caregiving, respite, quality of life, and travel to FTD educational conferences.
Well, like, this is all well and good, but there's so much money still up in the air now. And just because he donated the money now, after all of this, doesn't mean that there wasn't shady shit going on. This just makes it look like he's covering himself, right? It just makes him look like he's covering his ass. You know what was really unfortunate to see? How many YouTubers I also respect immediately jumped to defend him. It kind of reminded me of the... This reminds me of a lot of the established... what was it called? The scam thing where you could say you were a lord? Established titles? It reminds me of the established titles scam a little bit, where one of my favorite YouTube channels, Fact Fiend, on Twitter, was fighting the good fight to defend established titles because they'd been sponsored. And it was like, no, not you guys. Not Fact Fiend. Defending the scam company? Dog, no. I really hope they apologized for it, but as far as I know, they didn't. It really sucked to see some pretty respectable figures immediately jump to defend him.
The remaining $50,000 of Open Hands donation will go towards staffing management of these programs. And so basically, their restricted fund has been divvied up into various different means that the money can be used for. This amount of money has to be used for this purpose, that amount of money has to be used for that purpose, et cetera, et cetera. So they were able to get those restricted fund donations that were talked about briefly. So that's actually a good thing. The contribution is a tribute to the memory of my wife, Karine Reed Khalil, who battled frontal temporal degeneration for over 14 years, said Charles Khalil, founder of the Open Hand Foundation. We are honored to preserve her legacy.
That's the Completionist's dad.
By supporting continued research on this devastating disease. The Open Hand Foundation is committed to making a meaningful impact, and we believe the donation will contribute significantly to the fight against FTD. This is all fine and dandy, but no mention of the controversy, no mention of the fact that it had been 10 years of holding this money in a bank account when it was supposed to be given to a charity like this one. No mention of that at all. Just kind of sweep that part under the rug, right, chat? Funds for the Open Hand Foundation's gift to the AFTD were raised from individual donations during online fundraisers organized by Charles and Karen's son, Gerard Khalil, who is widely known within the gaming community as the Completionist. We are grateful to the Open Hand Foundation for its commitment to advancing research into FTD, a disease that is devastating far too many lives. I think I mean far too many lives. Or far too many families, rather, said AFTD CEO Susan Dickinson. Our organization is ideally positioned to ensure that this generous gift directly benefits families affected by FTD and brings...
I'm glad the money, that's a substantial donation that's going to go to some pretty important research. It's a good drop in the bucket, I must say. But it's unfortunate that this entire scandal had to come out of it, you know?
Closer a future with treatments, a cure, and even prevention of the disease for generations to come. Okay, so that's their press release on the issue. So this is good. Okay, all that money went to a cause that it was intended to go to, right? And it was restricted funds, so it is going to be used for the purposes they specifically outlined that it can be used for. And that's all fine and dandy, right? But again, just kind of sweeping the controversy under the rug, no acknowledgement for what happened, no taking accountability for what happened, and even more so, there's still the big question, chat.
The Completionist, as far as I know, has been entirely silent in all of this. And yeah, where's the golf tournament money? That's like a decade's worth of donation money, of charity money that's missing.
What about the Convenience Cup Challenge money? What about the money that they earned? Excuse me. Sorry, I've been drinking sparkling water and it gives me pretty insane burps. My apologies.
Monster
I don't mean to be rude.
does that to me. I get it.
But what about the money that was raised during these golf tournaments? We still don't know how much money was raised for those or where the fuck that money went. So it's nice to see that, hey, you know, a lot of that money that was basically unaccounted for, now we know that it's been donated after 10 years. But still, where's the rest of the money? What happened to this money? Where did that money go? Are we going to see any accountability taken for that money? Are we going to find out what happened with that money? This story isn't over just yet, chat. This is a step in the right direction. I'll give them credit for that.
Good video. Oh,
but
good video by Tipster. There'll, of course, be a link down below to go check out Tipster's video, which you very much should, because he's a friend of the show. He makes good content. He's a nice guy. And he gets a lot of harassment and shit from, like, right-wingers and whatnot, so he could use support. So go send some, because being a left-wing content creator is like being an island in a sea of... Not an island, but, like, a dude floating in a sea of hungry sharks, okay? And having some people around to just kind of shoot the shit with helps a lot. So go send some views his way. But yeah, I really am sad to see this come of the Completionist stuff. I mean, I'm glad the money got donated, but the fact it took this long and the fact they haven't said anything feels like a concession to the fact that they have something to hide. I'm really curious to see what the comments think on this one. I really, really am. I want to hear what the comments think on this one. So give your opinion down below. I'm going to read the comments pretty closely on this video because I'm kind of like emotionally attached to this particular topic, and I want to hear what you guys think.